Step number 3 is we need to start to think about how do we prioritise this. You've now got a list of different processes in your business. How do you pick which of these are you going to tackle first? The good thing about what you've now done, just by identifying those processes, it's helped you to discover your way. In the notes that you've scribbled down, that is going to be your way. That'll be your competitive advantage. That'll be your 11 herbs and secret spices and the way that these systems interact with each other. And then you need to think about, well, where are you going to start first? And this plays off what Melissa had talked about, thinking about where those fires are in your business. Some systems have already jumped out at you going through this process where you're like, we don't have a staff onboarding process. We don't have a client onboarding process. Some of them will automatically jump out to you. Sometimes it's good to just think about where the fires are. Like if you find, I keep on getting clients come back and they're not happy that their expectations met. Like in SEO, one of our core businesses, it's really important to manage expectation. Now that the game's changed, SEO can't deliver what it once delivered. So people come to us with these expectations of what they think SEO can achieve, but it's changed. The world's changed. We're not playing SEO like we did 5 years ago, and competitions come and the game's upped. So with that in mind, we were very aware that we needed to manage expectations. And the way that we did that, sometimes we'd have clients, after they'd been with us for a few months, they would say, why aren't I number 1 for these 3 keywords that I told you were important to me? And then that for us was a warning sign. We're like, oh wow, we're not managing expectations correctly. So sometimes you can look inside your business and that'll help you identify which process and procedure you need to actually have a look at. But I always start off with fires first, and then another mental thinking model you can go through is think, if I got 10 times as many leads tomorrow in my business, what would break first? Or 10 times as many customers. That's a really good way to go. If that jumped in, would the wheels fall off the business with customer service? Okay, well then we need to start to think about our customer service processes and procedures. Would it be, I wouldn't be able to actually do the work? Well, then you need to address your hiring procedure because you need to be able to quickly ramp up should you need to. Yeah, a question or comment up the back.
Can I interject? James Shremko recently in one of our Facebook groups said, the way to know where to start systemising is take a day off, and whatever doesn't get done that day because you weren't there needs systemising or improving. I'm taking that a step further and saying every staff member has to have a day off, and whatever doesn't get done because they've got a day off, that's where we need to start paying attention to our systems.
Yeah, we have a thing in our business called B1 and B2. For every system and process within the business, you need to have the primary person and then you need to have the secondary person who can back it up. You need that built-in redundancy. Otherwise, yeah, if team members come and go, the business just stops. That's a really good way to think about it. Like what happened if that person got hit by a bus? You don't want any part of the business to have, or a person to have a black box surrounding them that no one knows exactly what they're doing. Because then if something happens to them, no one can actually take over. So at that point, yeah, you want to think in terms of those core functions. And I like to think about what you're already doing. Like if you're already doing particular processes and procedures and they're happening without them being documented, so it's like you're unconsciously going through the process, but it's not documented, and they're a core function, they're worth doing early on. Because if you can at least document that process, it enables you to then see what's working, see what's not, tweak it and improve it. So maybe you can take a moment to just have a look at some of those processes and procedures that you looked at when you prioritised, when you broke your business into those departments, and start to circle one of the ones that you know we've got to fix straight away. There's a big gaping hole in the business. You could even prioritise them with a 1, 2 and a 3. Things that need to be fixed now, put a 1 next to. Things that, we want to get to, we can come back to it. So that might be a 2. And then number 3 is things that you need to get to, but, we've prioritised them a bit further down the list. So just take a few moments.